Everybody, so I'm just gonna get on here real quick. I just wanted to share something. There is a lady out here in Clarksville, Tennessee that can't be too much older than me, homeless lady, black woman, and she always sits on the edge of the parking lots or at the end of bypasses or of course exits from the freeway. And today I wound up seeing her when I got out of the car and I was walking towards a store, and she was walking right across from me in the same direction. And I thought to myself, when did she decide to stop? You know, and you can think about all the different factors. You can think about mental instability, not having health care and proper medicine accessible to her. Maybe it's an emotional instability thing. Or perhaps it could be, people could say maybe it's family. Maybe her family, maybe she doesn't have a support system. She doesn't have a tribe. She doesn't have people that say, hey, come stay with me while you get on your feet, and I'll help you lay that foundation to change the trajectory of where you are. So you could think about, you could say it could be a lot of things. But for me, having been in that situation where I have had family and friends help me, having been in that situation where I have seen people have family and friends that are availing themselves and opening up their heart and their homes, and that person deciding to say, no, that's not what they want. I believe that outside of external circumstances, whether it's a lack of health care or a lack of, like, even with me and my bouts and dealing with depression in my life, I had, and she meant well, I've had doctors tell me that I was too pretty to be depressed. And that made me feel worse because my emotional state wasn't validated. I know that she probably meant something different, but that's not what she said. And, you know, to a young girl who was dealing with so many things and so much trauma, you can't say that to me, because now I really don't got a reason to feel this way. And so when I think about, you know, looking at that woman and knowing that I have probably, and of course not knowing her life, that I have been through a lot of things that could have made me say, okay, I'm done, I quit. And I could have went and got a shopping cart and some bags and was just like, this is where I'm at, and this is what it's gonna be. It is faith, and not just faith, and I don't want to offend anybody, not just faith in a higher power or Jehovah, God, whatever you may call him. I call him Jehovah, by the way. It's having faith in yourself, because other people's help, whether it's celestial or physical, is not going to move you unless you want to be moved. Other people's vision for who you are and what they think you can do and what they think you can become and the potential that they see for you is not going to do anything for you unless you see it for yourself. So for me today, I just thought about understanding that and being able to see, and I mean third eye see, being able to see where you want to be beyond where you are. But then there's a tricky thing. You have to love the process. You have to be in love with getting there. You have to be in love with yourself and who you are while you are getting there. There is no finish line, because the finish line always moves. You are the finish line. And so it's always moving forward. It's always a growing thing. So you can't say, okay, well, I've reached where I want to be but then I've reached where I want to be it's always going to be a moving target. And so in the things that I've been through, and I'm speaking really vague and general now, but for people who know me or know a little bit about me, I've had a lot of reasons where I just could have said, I'm done. I'm done. So watching that lady today, And knowing that she's just out here by herself, especially as an African-American woman, it scares me. But it also makes me proud of myself, that no matter what I went through, I never stopped. And you have to be able to see the sun when it rains. You have to be able to see the light in the darkest times, because that's when it counts. You can't just be happy every time you accomplish something, or you can't just be fulfilled or be positive when things are positive, because then it's not real. Then your positivity and your good attitude and the way you look at stuff is externally based, and that's dangerous, because nothing is stable. Nothing is forever. Circumstances change all the time. So if you're not able to see yourself great, even in your worst times, you're not going to be able to see yourself great in your great times, because they're feeble. They move, they change. And I almost feel blessed in a way that I've seen the things that I've seen in my life, and that I've been through the things that I've been through in my life, because even when I can't feel what it is that I'm reaching for, even when it is completely like nowhere in the vicinity, nowhere in sight, I am still fulfilled in the process. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm happy. And you have to be fulfilled internally, even if externally there's a lack. You have to be fulfilled internally, even if externally there's a lack, because there's always going to be something missing. Nothing is ever going to be completely right. People are not going to love you the way that you think you should be loved. People are not going to treat you the way that you think you should be treated. People are not going to celebrate you the way you should think you should be celebrated. You have to give all of that to yourself first and foremost, so that whatever anybody does or doesn't do, it doesn't trip you, it doesn't topple over you, and it doesn't define who you are. So I just wanted to share that today. I know this is a mad long video on a Sunday. Didn't mean to preach to you guys for 7 minutes and 54 seconds, but make a decision to say, my journey is my greatness, no matter what that journey may be. And hopefully and prayerfully, this woman is on a journey, and hopefully sitting at the ends of shopping centers is not her final destination. So that is my prayer for her today, and that is my prayer for all of us, wherever you may be sitting, whatever bags you may be carrying. Don't make it your final destination. Love you. Bye.